Hi, this is Nancy from Healing Gardens with your Angel Tarot card reading for today. It is Thursday. Thursday? Thursday, October 27th. I have not been here in a while. I have not been feeling well. The last video I made, I kind of told you guys a little bit about that. So I have been under the weather, trying to get my strength back up. So I apologize for not being present. I kind of was putting it off and thinking, maybe I would stop for a while. But anyway, but I apologize. I apologize. I am back now, and I hope that I can be of some service to you. All right. So I am just going to do one for today. Dropped a bunch on the floor. Thursday, one for Friday, and then one for the weekend there too. All right. So I already have one for Thursday and one for Friday. We'll do one for the weekend. I hope you guys are all doing well. Halloween is right around the corner. Right around the corner, like next week. Super exciting. I'm using my magical messages from fairies cards. All right. I used to use these all the time, and I kind of got away from them. They are one of my favorites. So we're going to use those today. We're going to use this today. Okay, so, oh my, starting out big. All right, we have new career. New career. It says, this is Thursday, your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. New career. All right, so this is actually a really great picture. I'm hoping that you could see it. There is, they're fairy cards. I'm assuming it's a fairy, although it looks kind of like an angel. And they look like they are just calling upon the forces of nature and everything around them. And like, I don't know if you can really see, there's like water in the background, and like it just looks fantastic. It's just brilliant and beautiful. And it looks like just calling forward your magic, okay? Just calling forward that, I feel like we've been stuck in a really weird pattern. Okay. And when I say we, I mean me, although I am interacting with a lot of other people. I know the energies have been like really crazy. I know I say that a lot. It's just been a really weird pattern, especially in the past week or so. I know that there are cosmic things as far as eclipses and all that kind of stuff going on. I do not follow that just because there are plenty of people who do. I'd like to learn about it at some point, but it doesn't have to be today. And like I said, there are plenty of people who are really good at that sort of thing. So I'm going to leave that to them. Okay. I just know that, everyone I talk to kind of has a lot going on. Me personally, I have a lot going on just because of health issues that I'm trying to resolve. It is, for me, it feels like a pivotal point. So is it a pivotal point for you? New career. So maybe it's time to ask yourself, is that job that you're in, is it for fulfilling your needs? Okay. Is it what you expected? Is it what you want? Is it what you want right now? Maybe when you took it, it's exactly what you needed. Is it still what you need? I don't know. I don't know. This is not to say you need to quit your job today, tomorrow, or the next day. It could be that you need to make changes at your job. It could be that you need to add to your learning. It means you could, go back to school. Is there something at your work that you want to learn how to do better? Is there another position at your company that you possibly want to move into? Is there something you've always wanted to do and you're like, oh, I could never do that? Or I don't know. What is it? What is your dream? What is it that you're hoping to accomplish? What do you want? All right. Let's face it. All right. Not everyone, but most people will have jobs to support themselves and their families for decades and decades and decades. Okay. You have options. All right. There are many options. You can choose a job that will fulfill you. Can choose a job that will pay your bills well. You could pick a job that does not pay your bills well, but maybe makes you happy. And I don't know that you have to choose. Supposedly you don't have to choose. I feel like often I have a tendency to fall back into the same patterns, even though I'll pick different jobs. I will repeat the same patterns, and we all kind of have that inclination to do that. All right. All right, we have those limiting beliefs that are instilled in us in our formative years, and not by, it maybe not in my situation, thank God, but like in some situations it was like intentional. But sometimes there are people, well-meaning teachers or family or friends or relatives or just strangers or neighbors, whoever, told you something and you took it, to be the truth, because when you're, 5, 6, 7 years old, you don't have that prefrontal cortex to help you to, differentiate between reality and things that are just opinion. Okay, which is why, a 7-year-old will believe it's like, oh my gosh, there is a dragon in the yard, right? Maybe not 7, but 5, I don't know. They're leaning towards not knowing, or to not accepting it as much, but that's why, they're more open. They're more open, and it isn't until I believe they said around 7, 8, that your prefrontal cortex starts forming in such ways that your reality is more set. Okay, so before that, your reality is set by those around you who mean well for you. Okay, so anyway, so you could have been told something, in that time, that set a pattern for you that was somebody else's truth. I'm of the age that, when I was in that era, it was like, girls don't do this. Men have these jobs, women have these jobs. You know what I mean? And of course now, thankfully, it's recognized that, we don't have to have those limits. We didn't have to then, but it was more widely accepted. Not that made it right. It was verbalized more. So a lot of people in my age bracket, even though I know that I could be a truck driver, you know what I mean? And not that is a, whatever, but to me, it was told it was a job for men, building is a job for men, contracting is a job for men, football playing, you know what I mean? All these things, these are men's jobs, women's jobs are like the caring jobs and the nurturing jobs. They're nurses and teachers and all sorts of stuff like that. And I didn't, didn't want to buy into that. It's like my dad had been in the Air Force, and I remember being very young and saying, oh, well, I'm going to be an air traffic controller, and I'm going to go in the Air Force, and I'm going to fly, I'm going to do all these things. And they're like, oh, why would you do that? Girls don't go into the military, which is ridiculous, especially now because, anyway. But, at that point it was like, nope, not doing that. And I don't blame, the people around me who told me that, because that's what they thought, you know what I mean? That's what they thought was the way it was. So anyway, so those patterns are like instilled in us, even though logically we know them as not true. It's very difficult to break those patterns, all right, unless we actually, I'll say physically, but we purposely do that, okay? We need to purposely break that sort of thing down, all right? So what is it that you're doing? You keep falling back into the same patterns, all right? In regard to work, look at that closely, all right? If you are constantly picking the same job and ending up, or even, I don't even want to say that, because I don't mean to jump job to job. You could be in the same job for like a whole long time. And there's many different options of ways to do those jobs. So I think it's more of looking at patterns. So let's look at patterns today and determine what kind of patterns that we have been perpetuating, all right? And determine if that is brought on by us or if it's brought on by others. If it's brought on by others, then we need to work towards our own goals. If it's brought on by us, then we know that the work is internal. We need to work on that ourselves, okay? Today, Thursday, new career, all right? Maybe time to break into that new job. All right, so we have for Friday, we have 2 for Friday. We have new home, moving, terrible. Moving is a step in the right direction for you, new home. And then we have goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finished one part of your life and now a new and even better part is beginning, okay? So new home, and a new beginning. All right. So this is very interesting. This could be physically, literally a new home. All right. I know some people that are moving. All right. Somebody who is moving into a new place, and I'm very happy for that person. And you got this. It's gonna be great. Or are you in the wrong place? Are you in the wrong place? Maybe it's time for you to look at moving. Are you too far from your job? Are you too close to neighbors that you don't get along with? Are you in an area of the world that makes you uncomfortable? Are you always cold, but you live in a cold climate, so you'd like to move somewhere warm? Are you in a hot, muggy climate, and you always, wanted to go and see the snow? You know what I mean? Maybe these can all go together. This new career, this new home, this new beginning. Maybe this is just, because our work is so much a part of our home, because we're there all the time. All right. Yes, I understand. 8 hours a day, 10, 6, depending on what your job is. But especially like in my neck of the woods, when it's dark when you go and it's dark when you come home, by the time you get there, all your waking hours are there. You come home, you eat, you clean up, you crash, go to bed. All right. So work is basically your home, your life, your family. Everybody at your work is your life. So it's a huge, huge, huge thing. So maybe this new home is a new department, a new job, a new, it could be any number of new things. Okay. But we are definitely in a transition time. Definitely. And I've talked to many different people about this, and there's one person in particular who I can hear her voice in the back of my head saying, it's a transition time. Anyway, so yes, I know, it's transition time. All right, so anyway, transitions are good though. All right, sometimes they come easily, and you make the choice easily on your own, saying, I'm just not satisfied with this, I'm going to move on. Sometimes you are slapped in the face with it and said, okay, guess what? You got no choice. Time to get going. All right. If you do not do what the universe wants you to, or what is part of your path, sadly, sometimes Archangel Sarah will just come along and give you a slap and put you in the right direction. I'm so sorry. Look up Archangel Sarah. She is the one that I call on when things are completely stuck and I feel like I don't know where to go. And it's like Archangel Michael will cut those cords and help you and guide you and protect you. And Archangel Sarah will just like bulldoze everything, and you'll have to start from the ashes. But sometimes that's good too. Anyway, so then on the weekend, we have affirmations. Affirmations. What do you want to happen? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? What would make you happy? All right. What is it that you don't believe about yourself? All right. What is it that you, it says to lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. All right. Your words are very important. Okay. What you say, how you say them is very, very important. All right. I know everyone's, I'm going to get hit back with this, but logically, even though I say something, I know that's not true. All right. Doesn't matter. Your mind is hearing that. Your subconscious is hearing that over and over and over again. All right. Here's one. Like when I'm really, really angry, I'll be like, "Oh, people are terrible," and I've always believed that people are genuinely good. People are genuinely good. All right. People want to do good. People want to do well. They want to be kind and nice and stuff like that. We are just instinctively born that way. Okay. And then, of course, during our formative years, we are changed to fit patterns. And then, it goes from the nature to nurture version, and people come out somewhere in the middle. Right. So deep in my heart, I know that people are good. People are good. They start out good. They are good. Okay. What happens from there is what makes them not good. All right. But when I'm really, really angry, I'll be like, people suck. People are terrible. People are terrible. I can't believe this. People are so ungrateful. People are, whatever the thing is. And when I say that on people, it's usually one person or two people or three people tops. Okay. And then I'm generalizing the whole thing. And then I shift I say it enough that my perspective shifts. Okay. And then it starts affecting, how I interact with people and how I'm doing things and what my choices are. All right. So I have to be very careful about those things. And I would recommend that you do the same as well. I mean, you do you. I am not here to tell you what to do. I just want you to be very aware that, if you say to yourself, I am dumb and fat and ugly and stupid and whatever, all right, you say that enough times to yourself, you are going to believe that, all right, regardless what other people tell you, all right? Not that you need anyone else's approval, just saying. All right, I've been reading a lot. Not reading. There's no time for reading. Isn't that awful? We have so many things to make our lives move easier. That it moves so much faster now that we don't have time to do the things that we used to, like read. Maybe you do. I hope you do. So I listen to podcasts because I could do it while I'm driving. Because I need to be doing 15 things at once. I need to listen to it while I'm doing laundry, while I'm making dinner, while I'm doing whatever. So anyway, so I've been listening to podcasts about imposter syndrome, and I really didn't know much about it, and I'm finding it very, very fascinating. That and I'm not doing one of these like self kind of like, oh well, I have sniffles, so I must have this disease and have had it forever. But I think a lot of us, especially people who are perfectionists and try to be high achieving kind of people. Not that I'm not. Think what you want about me. It doesn't make a difference. Have imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? You're always in the back of your mind. It's like, well, what if, I think I'm really, I'm going to try really hard to do good at this job. You know what I mean? I worked really hard. I went to school. I did this. I have all this experience and whatever. And then you go to work, and then, one thing happens bad, and you're like, oh, this is not for me. Clearly I'm not good enough for this. I don't have the experience I need. I don't, and you just start breaking it down and breaking it down and breaking it down until you have yourself beaten so down that, it's like, okay, it's funny because I don't have so much imposter syndrome as I'll even just say to people, I'm like, oh damn, you guys had no idea who you're hiring because clearly I'm clueless. You know what I mean? I'll do that a lot. And then you get back on the horse and you try a little harder and you go back there. But there are people who suffer from this, like, actuality that they will, it's part of their personality and it's kind of inside them. They're like, oh, that they feel like they're pretending to be something they're not because they're trying to meet the goals of others. So thankfully I don't have that, but I have, tendencies that fall into that a lot of people do, perfectionism kind of tendencies. So you do not need to be perfect. You do not need to do everything. You do not have to have everything figured out all at once. Okay. Take it a step at a time. Multitasking. Sure. It sounds great. Okay. When you're a mother or a parent, okay, and you're taking care of several children and you're trying to keep them safe and you're trying to keep them fed and stuff like that, that's fine, all right? If you're at a job and you're trying to do 10 different tasks and answer the phone and your notifications are going off on your phone and, someone's knocking at your door and the emails are popping up and popping up and popping up because they will. One weekend I came in on a Monday and I had 750 emails. 750 emails. There's no way I could have answered them all. No way humanly possible. So, did the best I could. But anyway, so it's just, you have to do what you can, all right? Ask for help. When you need help, it's okay. And don't be so hard on yourself, all right? You got this. You got this, And if the position you are in is not where you want to be, change it. Change it. You do have choices. You do have choices. You decide when you get up, where do you get up? You may think that you're stuck. I have to go to work. Yeah, you have bills to pay. How you pay those bills is completely up to you. Whether you pay those bills is completely up to you. I'm not saying not to pay your bills. I'm just saying that you do have choices, okay? And it's easy to think that you don't, all right? So that said, make good choices for yourself, for your health, for your well-being, for those that you love, all right? Sorry I have been absent. I will do my best to try and be here a little more. I'm not going to beat myself up about it because I'm doing the best I can. And, I started this January 1st as a resolution, and here it is October, still doing it. So that's all I'm going to give myself for today. So I hope you have an amazing, wonderful day. Blessings.